Hi everyone, and hi everyone, and welcome to TWF Power or Mike. I, Jonathan Coachman, with Mike today, and with Paulie Dangerously, and today on Power Mike. Yesterday we saw Baron Corbin keep the TWF hard middle winnings by beating Autolycus, the King of Thieves, yesterday on Collision or Hit. And anyway, at the end of the day, I thought it was a good match. You got that right, Jonathan. Baron Corbin beat Autolycus, the King of Thieves, and kept the TWF hard middle winnings for another day. However, some folks might want to know, what's going on with the TWF Tag Team winnings, which are won by Montez Ford and Angelo Dawkins. Or what's up with the TWF Light Heavyweight winnings held by, Kurt, held by, and other things. So, well, we don't really have the answer for, that right now, Mike today says. I'll tell you one thing right now, Jonathan and Mike. The only answer that you have is the only answer that we have is that who's going to take away the TWF hard middle winnings away from Baron Corbin. I can tell you who it's not going to be. And now we're going to, and tomorrow we will learn, Paulie Dangerously says, we'll learn about the TWF Tag Team winnings. Will Angelo Dawkins and Montez Ford have them, or will they have to put them up against someone else? We will not know. So, everyone is making a big deal about Baron Corbin as a TWF hard middle fighter. And everyone is forgetting about making, everyone is like, forgetting, to make a big deal. Everyone is forgetting, to make a big deal about me as a TWF 24/7 fighter. Because I can tell you any cool thing that Baron Corbin's doing, I can do too. And whoever thinks they're man enough or woman enough to come after me for my TWF 24/7 winnings here today on Power or Mike, well, they're going to be beaten, and beaten badly. Yeah, fuck. Just to get one man out, knock somebody else down. Well, here comes someone, Jonathan Coachman said, it might be man enough to beat Xia Li. And that's Spider-Man, or Peter Parker. Well, it seems to me that you think that no man or woman can beat you for the TWF 24/7 winnings. However, I'm here to tell you that's bullshit. And I know that I can beat you for the TWF 24/7 winnings. Is that so, Spider-Man? Is that so, Peter Parker? You think you can beat me? Well, we'll just have to see about that. And we'll just have to see about that. So I get a fight keeper in the ring. And next thing you know, I'll knock you down. And then I'll be the TWF 24/7 fighter. We'll see about that. Stand up. Stand up. Sick of dolls not wanting to stand up. What is it with dolls not wanting to stand up? This match is for the TWF 24/7 winnings. First, he is Spider-Man, also known as Peter Parker. And she is the TWF 24/7 fighter, Xia Li. Well, this is a big dare for Spider-Man, Peter Parker, Jonathan Coachman says. If he can beat Xia Li for the TWF 24/7 winnings, that would be a big deal. Well, Mike today says he's got to watch out about Xia Li and her fighting background. Oh, shit, because he fell right out of the ring because she's not only a skilled wrestler, but she's also a skilled fighter, too. She has that background as well. And now, Peter Parker came at her, and Xia Li just knocked him down. With one kick, the match is over, Jonathan Coachman says. Well, Peter Parker's Spider-Man didn't last as long as many folks thought he would. Then he fell to the ring by mistake, Paulie dangerously says. Oh! Well, I guess his spider thought wasn't working today. Because if it was, he would have saw that coming, Paulie dangerously says. I guess you're right about that, Jonathan Coachman says. You know, we gotta have some onlook for Spider-Man Peter Parker for at least getting in the ring here today to fight Xia Li, Jonathan Coachman says. Well, today just was not Spider-Man or Peter Parker's day, Mike today says. Either for being an over good doer or not, I guess. 1, 2, 3. Ding, ding, ding. Here is your winner, and still the TWF 24/7 fighter, Xia Li. Well, Xia Li is still the TWF 24/7 fighter by beating Spider-Man Peter Parker here today on Powerrr Might. And I think Jonathan Coachman said even if his spider thought was working well, I don't know if that would have helped him in the match against Xia Li. He did so well keeping away from those kicks, but then sadly one kick got him, and then he was down. And then after that, you know, that strike came, and then it was all over for him, Jonathan Coachman says. Well, I can tell you one thing, Mike today says. I hope that Spider-Man or Peter Parker doesn't give up on this goal, you know, because Xia Li was beat many times by many other wrestlers or fighters. If he doesn't give up, sooner or later he'll beat Xia Li. Oh, I don't think he's going to give up, Paulie dangerously says. I don't think Spider-Man or Peter Parker knows the meaning of the word give up, you know. But I think if he wants to keep on getting knocked out, beat up, you know, by Xia Li all that time, then hey, that's his own business. You know, great for him. But me, I don't want to sell any more bumps that I have to sell as an overseer. Just to let you know that. Well, alright everyone. We're going to be standing by. Yeah, alright everyone. Alright, Jonathan Coachman says, thank you for your thought, Paulie dangerously. We're going to be standing by now with, you know, Renee Young, who's having a hard time standing up. Alright. Thank you, Jonathan and Mike. You know, I'm going to be talking with Spider-Man Peter Parker here today on Powerrr Might. Alright, Spider-Man Peter Parker, things did not quite go the way you wanted them to go, and you end up losing to Xia Li. Well, you know, never give up, you know, because you never know what you'll do. If you give up, then you'll never get to your goal. That's what my Uncle Ben taught me when I was growing up, and he was right to teach me that, because I never did give up, even when things seemed to be hard, even when it didn't seem that my dream or my goal was going to happen. I never gave up. And yeah, Xia Li, she caught me with her kick and with her hit. And you know what? There's always going to be a next time. And the next time I come after her, you're going to see me as the TWF 24/7 fighter. And I am aware of the oversight that comes with being a TWF 24/7 fighter, that there's always going to be folks coming after you for your strap. So I'm aware of the oversight if I win the TWF 24/7 winnings. Well, Spider-Man, I just want to know, why do you think your spider fought didn't help you in today's match against Xia Li? Well, my spider thought sometimes can help me get out of a bind, or sometimes think something before it's going to happen. But it doesn't always work that way. Sometimes sometimes I can still get into binds, even with the craft and might that God gave to me, that Jesus gave to me. Anyway, I know if I would have shot my spider web in that match, the match may have been thrown out. So, does that answer your asking thing? I'm not going to give up. I'm going to keep on going until I win a strap here, or I become a TWF 24/7 fighter. Well, that's my talk with Spider-Man, Peter Parker. That's my talk with Spider-Man, Peter Parker. Back to you, Jonathan Coachman and Renee Young. Well, thank you, Renee Young, for talking with Spider-Man, Peter Parker, here today on Power and Might. And that's all the time we got here for Power and Might. I, Jonathan Coachman, with Mike today and with Paulie Dangerously, we hope you like Power and Might. And we'll see you tomorrow for Monday Night Raw, or Monday Night Raw.